Let's talk about what is and what is not AI slop, or even this term AI slop. We've kind of built it up as something which it really isn't. So let's clear some things up here, because basically anybody can create AI stuff, anybody can build an AI. It's not really that difficult. It's just having the knowledge to understand how these systems work dynamically, because that's what this language learning model system is. It's an incredibly dynamic piece of code, and it's so dynamic that it's not even code, it's placeholders for code, which is great because when you're dealing with a system that's dynamic, logically you don't want any fixed placeholders. You don't want to use normal common logic like if statements, else statements, breaks, all these logic examples that we have in code don't get used in language models. We use something different called weights, and that allows us to basically, well, simply put, dynamically create anything we want. And we can create code from that. We can create decision making systems from that. And that's great. But as I said in my previous video, it's what you put into it and it's what's already put into the model, right? It's basically a reflective engine. Okay, so the more refined and the more credible that information is that you put into it, the less bias, the less nonsense, the less fantasization, the less gibberish that you put into that system, you will create an incredibly powerful dynamic program called a model, right? And you can create brilliant things with it. The more complex but refined, how else can I explain it? It's like making cheese. So you can make really crap cheese, farmer's cheese, really basic, horrible, crumbly, shitty cheese. Or you can make some really, really nice mozzarella. But what matters is the ingredients that you're putting into it, the time you're taking. If you don't put anything into it, you're going to get slop back, because this is what this program is doing. It's nothing to do with um, concept AI being slop. It's the fact that really the people that are using it are, number one, absolutely bone idle, lazy, useless people that serve absolutely no purpose on this earth apart from breathing and breeding. And yes, that may sound cruel, but that's just the way things are. You know, there are good dogs that are helpful and useful, and there are small dogs that really just piss everyone off and everybody wants to either kick or run over. So, yeah, um, it always goes back to what you put into it. Now, I'm not using a script for this video, so it's not the best. If I was to use AI and basically write down what I'm saying and then say to the AI, hey, if I left anything out, can I improve upon this? Give me some tips on how to improve, not you improve upon it. Because if I told my, say, Jan AI to improve upon it, whew, that would be a sack of shit. But it'd probably get a lot of views because a lot of people like watching shit. That's what brings in the adverts. That's what brings in the money. That's why there's so much of it. People want to be entertained. People want to be titillated. They don't want to slog through some what's the word? See, this is why you should write down your stuff first. nobody wants to slog through like a, well, unless they like enjoy it, but sort of like a, what's that bloody thing called? Where you sit there and you're listening to some teacher speak and write stuff on a chalkboard. Um, that's the word anyway. But yeah, you can create great stuff with language learning models. But when you assume that these systems are intelligent, that's when things tend to break down, especially when you're introducing that system into another system and it starts doing crazy shit because it shows it's not intelligent. You know, it requires one of those things, right? It has sort of like a simulacra of one of these things, many of these things, but a lot of the time that's just like Reddit posts or Facebook posts. And I mean, God Almighty, going on to Facebook, I get atopsis. Seriously, brain cells start dying. Not atopsis, it's apoptosis. I can't pronounce it. But anyway, yeah, it's not slop. It's only useless people that really don't have much smarts up there creating stuff, and a lot of the time people click on it and it gets views because, well, you know, not everyone's Superman. You know, we like to think, we like to have that ego, we like to have that hubris that tells us we are great individuals, but the vast majority of us are fucking plunkers. And it's as simple as that. That's why we need these tools and programs to help us. Otherwise, you know, back to the Stone Age with us